All right, so I finally tried my very first pair of Altra sneakers out. This is kind of an interesting one. This is the VIA Olympus model, and I got a size 9.5, which is the true size to myself. This is a look at the shoe, though. This is a pretty crazy one. So these are super chunky, as you could see, very Hoka Like, if you will. And I'm excited that I was able to get a pair of these finally to try on. This is just one of the models. They have a whole bunch of different ones in their lineup. This is the one that I thought would be the most comfortable, like, I guess, in my mind, because it had the larger stack of foam. There's some things I like about the shoe. There's definitely a couple things I don't like about the shoe. That being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. Big shout out to Hibbett City Gear for sending this pair over. They are sponsoring this video. They sponsor the channel a couple videos a month. Much appreciated. If you guys want to see their website, I'll link it in the description of the video. You can go check out the Altra sneakers that they have available. This is one of a couple different offerings that they have over there. They also do have a really nice release calendar letting us know when future releases are coming from all of the popular brands out there: Jordans, Adidas, New Balance, and so on. I actually saw these on their website when I was browsing. I didn't even know they got Altra sneakers on their website now, so it's kind of cool that they've expanded through the last handful of years, and they're getting other brands like these. So nice option out there. So I wanted to go ahead and get a pair to try them out because I've heard people talking about them. My wife's uncle actually wears the Altra shoes, not this one specifically, but Altra shoes in general for like ultra marathons. So I was like, this is kind of cool. I wouldn't mind trying these out and seeing how they are. Now, first impressions out of the box, like, it looks very much familiar to some of the other sneakers that I've tried on the channel from all of the major brands. You have an engineered mesh upper, and then you have reinforcement that is done in kind of a fused material for the laces, something we've seen on a lot of different pairs out there. You also have the fused material for the logos on each side of the shoe. Also a fused on logo of Altra on the tongue, and then some additional details around the sides with the words VIA Olympus, which is the name of the model. And now for the panel near the collar, it's kind of like a neoprene material, and it wraps around the heel. And you have like this ribbed look back here on the back that looks actually pretty nice. It gives it a nice distinctive look, and I like it. You also do have a pretty nice plush collar around the heel of the shoe, and then also on the tongue. The size tag placement is actually on the tongue as well. And I got this black and gray colorway, and I actually really like it. It's nice and clean. You also do have a two-tone color for the laces in black and gray. And then you get down to this midsole, which is a massive stack of foam. And this is the EGO MAX midsole that they have on this model. Now, this model has been out for a couple years. They do have a second version of these out now, but they do feature the same midsole, so I'm throwing it out there. It is pretty much the same as the new one from what I gather. If you guys have a difference in opinion, please leave a comment for others. But how is the midsole? Are they comfortable? This is kind of where it was a little bit more of a letdown for myself specifically, because I was looking for something softer, squishier, just something a little bit more comfortable on feet. Now, I like the sculpting and the design of the midsole. The size of the midsole is nice. The overall comfort is there, but it's not like super comfortable, if you will. You can't feel the cushioning in these as much as you would want, I guess. It's like a 11-ounce shoe, so it's not super light, but it's not super heavy. But the foam is dense enough that you don't really feel the squishiness underneath your foot. So comparatively, you have New Balance Fresh Foam X, you have Fuel Cell. I would say that this even feels firmer than just the older stuff that New Balance has, the New Balance Fresh Foam, not the Fresh Foam X, which I found interesting. I thought that this would have felt softer on foot for just how big of a stack it is. That being said, it's not uncomfortable. It's just not as soft and comfortable as I was hoping it would be. On feet, though, it's something you can just wear. And for those people that don't like soft shoes and something too squishy underfoot, this is a nice stack of foam that is there that does give you some added protection, but it's not something that you'll fall through the bottom of your foot. So there's probably some people out there that actually prefer this type of a ride than others. Now, Altra does have some other models available over on Hibbett's website for those people interested, and again, link in the description. But I'm gathering that those are actually a little bit firmer as well, similar to this. And honestly, it's not a bad lineup. It's just not, again, something that I was expecting. But for those people that have done like a marathon or ran a half in these, is it something that is more forgiving over time or not? Is it something that as you're like running in? Because I saw one review and it said like it feels firm underfoot, but then when you're running him, it doesn't feel as firm. And depending on the person's like height and weight, of course, the experience is going to vary. So I imagine it's going to feel pretty well cushioned. It's just not going to be softer and more pillow-like and more like cloud-like as you're landing. You do have some nice amount of outsole traction on this thing as well, and I do like the shape and the design of it. It kind of reminds me of like a skeleton foot down here on the bottom. And honestly, the experience on feet, these are very much like a pair of Hokas. Like, they look kind of like Hokas because of the size. I would say if I had to relate it to any pair, it feels like a firmer version of the Bondis. The Bondis is kind of the max cushion stack from Hoka as well, but I've found that one in the past not to be overly soft either. The Hoka Clifton 9s are really, really soft on feet comparison. So those are my preferred version. So if that's any help for comparison to you guys, for those people that have tried the Hoka Cliftons versus the Bondis, the Cliftons are the ones that I prefer. Some people might really like the Bondi or the Bondis or whatever instead. And if you like those, then you might like these even better. So throwing that out there. Not everybody has the same type of feet. Not everybody has the same type of desirable, like soft, squishy feel underfoot. And I feel like every brand now has to like differentiate itself and have a plethora of different options of soft, squishy, well-balanced, supportive, stability shoes and everything else. So most of these running companies out there have like 3 or 4, 5 different like main types of footwear, and then you get to choose which one you like for the experience best on your feet. So for myself, I look for a bunch of different options out there. Some smaller stacks, some larger stacks, some firmer stacks of foam, and then some softer and squishier ones. I prefer the softer and squishier foams, but we've hit that point in the market where it's so incredibly soft and squishy that it's like too soft and squishy maybe for everyday and wear for some people, especially for these like crazy marathon sneakers that they have out there. My only recommendation for Altra would be to create like a model that is softer and squishier underfoot, that does have a bigger stack of foam to try to keep up and compete with like the New Balance Fresh Foam More V4s and the bigger stacks of Bondis and stuff. I feel like they could compete with the softness of other brands if they just made one that was a little bit softer than the rest. They can have firmer density footwear across the board in other models, but I feel like they should have a max cushion one. And who knows, maybe they already actually released a pair of those and I just haven't seen a softer pair underfoot. If you guys have other recommendations of models from Altra, leave a comment, let me know. And even other brands that you'd like to see me like check out. I always am interested in seeing other brands and what they're bringing to the table. But I do like the upper construction. I like the overall build quality of what they offer here. It's a nice running shoe. I believe these ones are like $170. Personally, I think the price point should be about $150 for what you're getting. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with what Altra brings to the table. I just wish it was a little bit softer underfoot. I feel like I should try one of their shorter stack running shoes because those ones feel like they could probably be just all around great shoes for everyday wear. But leave a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think about the Olympus? Thank you again to Hibbit City Gear for sending these over. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Drop a like if you like it. And hopefully we'll see you back on the channel for some more content soon. All right, peace guys.